As a recipe content creator, you'd think that I'd be a huge proponent of having like every kitchen appliance there is, but you'd be surprised. There are a lot of kitchen appliances that everyone tells me to get and I just don't have. For example, a toaster. I literally toast bread in my air fryer. I also don't have a proper blender or food processor. I just have like a mini one. You think it's because I'm trying to save money, but that's not it. I'm terrible at saving money. There's just certain things I haven't gotten around to getting. But one of those things have changed because I finally decided to get a panini press. Behold, my new panini press. I've only had it for like less than a week and I've already used it a gazillion times and counting. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Amanda, aka Fit Food AE, and today we're gonna be making 5 high protein, low calorie panini press recipes. I know I usually only have 3 recipes in a video, but today we've got 5. One for every day of the week, weekdays. So we got a classic grilled cheese, pepperoni pizza panini, chicken pesto, turkey cranberry brie, and spinach and artichoke. And since I'm a vegetarian, I use all like veggie meats in these recipes before my haters come for me in the comments. But if you eat meat, feel free to substitute it with real meat. So if you're excited to see me make these recipes, please give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel and I post new videos every week. And with that, whip out your panini press and let's get started. Okay, our first recipe is the classic grilled cheese. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Amanda, we don't need a recipe for this. It's a grilled cheese. It's so easy to make. But we need a recipe for everything because, some people don't know which 4 ingredients are involved in this recipe. Some people don't know how much they need to use, like what brands, etc. So for the cheese, I used 2 slices of low-fat cheese, mozzarella and cheddar respectively, and I lightly buttered each side of the bread with light margarine. I like my grilled cheeses and other paninis well done. So I put the dial to like almost the highest setting, sprayed your cooking spray, and then just make sure not to burn your fingers. There is that indicator on the bottom where like it turns green if it's done, but honestly guys, I don't really trust that. I would say just like continuously check it until the cheese is bubbling, till there's like dark lines on the top, until it's reached like your desired level, I would say. And there you have it. The cheese pull is important. Guys, I burn my fingers to get these cheese pull videos. I'm not gonna lie to you, but they are essential for the thumbnails and for the videos to make sure I get views. No, I'm just kidding. Not really. So next up, we've got turkey cranberry brie. Again, before you guys come for me in the comments, because I know you always do, because a lot of you know I'm vegetarian, I'm using Yves, I think is how you pronounce it, vegan turkey in this recipe. I used 4 slices. Again, if you eat meat, I would say just go for the regular turkey. I think it has more protein. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure. But for the cranberry sauce, I just used the one from a can. And I kind of just patted the brie down in my hand, just make it like circular. And then same thing here, just put it in a panini press and check it a couple times just to make sure it's at your desired level. Honestly, the brie might spill out a bit. You could just use a fork to like put it back in, or you can just eat like the crispy cheese parts around it, because that's what I usually do because it tastes so good. This recipe is very Thanksgiving-esque, and I love that for you Americans where your Thanksgiving's coming up, but our Thanksgiving's already done in Canada. So next up, we've got chicken pesto. Again, using vegan chicken here, guys, but otherwise the steps are kind of the same. You use the light margarine to put on both slices of bread and then flip it over before you add the toppings. So there's a very specific way you need to add the toppings because otherwise it might be soggy. Comment below if you disagree and think I should have put them differently. So first we're gonna put the pesto. I dumped the oil at the top because ew. Don't put too much pesto though, because again, you don't want it to be like soggy. Pesto's pretty high in calories too, but you want enough so there's like flavor. And then we're gonna put the arugula. I absolutely love arugula. Then we're gonna put that vegan chicken on top of this. And after that, we're putting the tomato, because I didn't want to put the tomato right where the bread is, because I didn't want it to be soggy. And then mozzarella slice. Pop it into the panini press. Make sure to spray it with cooking spray. You probably are putting this one in for longer than the first 2 recipes I showed, just because there's more in the sandwich. See, I kind of had a bit of trouble closing it, but we're good. Do I call it a sandwich or do I call it panini? Are the terms interchangeable? Let me know. It looks so good. Now I'm just gonna cut it in half. Again, this is a little bit more difficult to cut than the other ones. And there you have it. That vegan chicken brand that's in the panini, this is my first time trying it and it's really good. I feel like maybe that's what chicken should taste like, but I haven't eaten chicken since I was like 20, so I have no idea. Okay, so we got 2 more left. This one is the Pepperoni Pizza panini. And guys, I made all 5 recipes in like less than 48 hours. So as you can imagine, there were a lot of paninis going around my household of 2 people. So same thing here. We're going to put margarine on the 2 slices, flip them over, and then begin with the toppings. So again, specific order of toppings here. I put the cheese first and then the sauce. I've made this recipe before and put the sauce first, and it just makes the sandwich soggy and it doesn't really work. And then the vegan pepperoni, again, I used this new brand that I haven't used before. I'll put it on the screen here because I don't want to get up and go look at it and I forgot what it was. But yeah, we're gonna spray it with cooking spray and then put the panini in. Probably a bit less than the chicken pesto panini in terms of the cook time. Decided to make 2 this time because my boyfriend wanted one. Maybe next time I use the press, I'll actually go by what the lights say at the bottom because I do feel like it could be accurate. But because I was filming, I was just too scared to overcook the paninis, if you know what I mean. Also, when you're lifting it like that with a spatula, please don't move your hand to the side and spill it on the ground because I did that for one of these paninis. Not the ones that are shown, but a different one, and I had to refilm and it was super annoying. Look at that, so good. I love the lines at the top, they're like perfect. And look at that cheese pull, delicious. And finally, last up, we've got the spinach and artichoke panini. This one took the longest to make because I actually had to take out a bowl and add about 5 ingredients here. By the way, for the spinach, make sure to like rip it apart with your hands. Same with the artichoke, or I guess you could like pulse it a little bit in a blender, but I was way too lazy for that. Make sure to mix this up thoroughly. You might want to like soften the cream cheese or just make sure it's room temperature when you mix it in there. So same steps here. We're gonna put the margarine on both sides of the bread, flip them over. I think I might have forgotten to flip them over in this video. Yeah, I totally did, but I think I fixed it after. So yeah, just put the mixture there and then make sure to spread it out evenly. It should be pretty thick. And we're gonna put it in the press. Try to make it so that the filling isn't spilling out of it. Again, we got 2 in this video. What a treat. I definitely had to check this a few times, and I think I had to like lift the little slice of bread to make sure that the filling was done as well, because I haven't made this recipe in a really long time, but it's a good one. It's like spinach and artichoke dip, but like in a sandwich form. By the way, guys, for this recipe, and honestly all the recipes in this video, you're gonna wanna eat it fresh. Like if you let it sit around for like an hour, it's just gonna get cold and it might also get a bit soggy. So yeah, definitely enjoy it while you have it in front of you. I am fully confident in everyone's abilities to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed these recipes, then I'm sure you're looking for more lunch recipes. So I'm gonna link a couple other videos here that you should watch next. And please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends as it really helps the channel. And I post new videos every week. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.